Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Hi, welcome to a new episode of Economics. The air quality in North India, especially in the National Capital Region, has been making headlines. We have tackled that question in a previous episode of Economics where we talked about why air quality in North India is so poor and the rice paddy growing pattern in Punjab and Haryana has been seen to be the reason behind the stubble burning. Yesterday, the Supreme Court of India said the states of Punjab and Haryana and Uttar Pradesh should give 100 rupees per quintal of paddy grown by farmers to try and stop them from stubble burning. Lots of other decisions are being taken. There's an odd even happening in Delhi. The Prime Minister's office is monitoring it directly. Suddenly there is a wave of decisions and bans and announcements to suddenly stop this stubble burning. Is it so simple to do that? I mean, can the national capital just get up one day and stop stubble burning with a wave of a wand? I have Professor Ila Patnaik with me who will answer this question, because this is not just economics, but this is also a lot of policy involved here. And she has tackled this question of what is the root cause behind this stubble burning. Hi, Ila. So what do you think of this announcement or order from the Supreme Court that farmers should be given 100 rupees per quintal to stop burning stubble, small and marginal farmers? Do you think it's so simple that you give them 100 rupees and they'll stop burning stubble?
I don't think it's a question of 100 rupees. I think we need to just step back and look at what has been our approach to controlling air pollution and how we need to think about maybe a new approach and many new approaches. I think that's what this judgment, this order really indicates. See, there are many sources of air pollution. It's stubble burning, crackers, industrial air pollution, road dust, construction dust, vehicular pollution. So there are many things that cause air pollution. Our approach so far has been, we say, you are causing me a harm. Therefore, you're causing society a harm. There is a negative externality. I ban it. Society does not want it. Society bans it. And if you do this, you pay a fine. Okay, that has been our approach. And that is typically, it's not just our approach. This is an approach where, the economics of air pollution has been one of the traditional ways of handling it, has been that you put Pigouvian taxes. Whenever somebody imposes a negative externality, you say that person should compensate the others. And effectively, the principle goes back to that. The problem here is that you're assuming that the state has some capacity, that the state will be able to enforce that ban, will be able to enforce those fines, and we have clearly seen year after year that that is not working. There are other approaches as well. Now, suppose you think about an economy in which you were Robinson Crusoe. You were doing the farming as well as inhaling the air in the city. And the question for you would be, what do I do? Do I burn stubble, produce bad air, then buy an air purifier, take inhalers? Maybe that's not the best solution. But so do I try to reduce the pollution from the stubble burning that I'm causing? What would that cost me? And is there a way that I can, we're just collapsing the problem into the problem of one person. It could be two, we can increase the numbers, but to think about it, to help you, clear your mind, it is as if the same person has to do both things. And in that situation, what is the solution that would be found? Could it be that instead of spending on air purifiers, medication, masks, reduced tourism, flight cancellations, and a whole lot of cost that is being imposed on society.
The economic cost of bad air.
The economic cost, the health cost of bad air. Is there a way, at least in the short term, till we solve all the bigger problems of, the groundwater usage and food economy and all that, in the immediate, is there a way to think about using the carrot and not just using the stick. It is not the ideal solution, but given that state capacity is so limited, given that you really, last 10 years have shown that you really have not been able to solve the air pollution problem by fines, at least for the crop burning. Maybe, on vehicular pollution, you have been able to impose norms. On garbage burning, you haven't been able to. So the question here now is, can we think as a society of ways in which we solve this problem? And I really want to say that I don't have an answer. There is no magic bullet. It's not just that I don't have the magic bullet. I don't think there is a single answer. There are many things that need to be done by individuals, by governments, by societies, by civil society, by many of us who can help in the process. So that's really the argument that I'm making here.
So you talked about state capacity. This problem of stubble burning has been highlighted for the last 3-4 years. Punjab and Haryana seem to be at the heart of this problem, and they're supposed to be fining farmers, but not succeeding. Is it just state capacity alone, Ila? Is there some politics to it? There is also this whole talk about nudging farmers, because you refer to vehicular pollution, and for those of us who lived in Delhi in the 90s, there were, everything, all the public transport was diesel based. And after they decided that they should shift to CNG, it happened. Diesel vehicles were taken off the roads. But something like that does not seem to be happening because the constituency is different here, it's farmers.
It's also because there is no single legal arrangement. So there is no single body that says, okay, let's all sit together and figure out how we are going to solve this problem. The drama that you see in Delhi, Punjab, it's a blame game going on. There is so much politics going on. So one, we lack the institutional mechanism for interstate disputes and problems, and how would we solve them? Because this is not a problem of one state. It is not actually Delhi's problem. It is a problem of almost half of India. It used to be the Gangetic belt particularly, but now it has even gone beyond that. So there could be various solutions. So there are technical solutions. People have come up with happy seeders. Shekhar was proposing proposing crop diversification, move to maize. It could be that you can also do conditional cash transfers. So, one of the unions, the farmer unions, has said that 90% of the farmers have farms below 2 acres. Now, if they have farm below 2 acres, they're getting Kisan Samman, PM Kisan Samman. They're getting cash. That cash can be made conditional upon you're not doing stubble burning. It could also be that state governments could turn around and say that we will not give subsidies in this period. Maybe instead of that subsidy that they would have given for fuel, power, food, fertilizer and so on, the farmer can be given money just to leave the land fallow in summer months, because summer months you're either going to consume a lot of groundwater or you're going to do stubble burning. It could be, so one of the studies that we were talking about last time, which has been done by Cornell and the Center for Improvement of Maize and Wheat. That study, which was published in Nature Sustainability, has shown how groundwater laws passed in 2009 actually pushed the sowing cycle and then led to pushing of the harvesting cycle and increased the stubble burning. So you might want to repeal those laws. They can also be, all of these will also lead to other issues. So till you have done that long-term, politically difficult way of organizing your food economy differently and getting rid of subsidies, till we do that, eventually I think India will have to go down that path. But today the politics is not going to allow it. But till we do that, we need to think of many of these intermediate solutions, which might even mean money, giving money. There is a lot of literature also on the willingness to pay. So if I was to ask you today, how much would you pay for clean air? There are people going out for a week. Yeah, and ticket prices out of Delhi have risen. If somebody is going out for a week taking their family, they're easily paying 1 to 2 lakhs.
Yeah.
Sometimes less, sometimes more. People going out by trains may be paying less. So people are, let's say, willing to pay something between 10,000 to 1 lakh per year. Maybe more. This is just November. You wait till December and January when the winter sets in. It could get worse. If people are willing to pay, suppose you somehow, this is just a hypothetical example, but suppose you said, okay, if everyone pays so much and we get rid of air pollution, okay, there might be people who are willing to pay. I mean, instead of buying another air purifier or going away for a week, what if all of winter Delhi has clean air? So there are solutions that we can look for. It would require data. It would require satellite data. Government may need to step in and put out that data in public domain, match it with land records, because otherwise how will you pay or not pay somebody depending on what they do? So the government has to do that part of the work. It might require involvement by citizens like you and me. I mean, we could adopt a farm. We could pay directly to a farmer that, okay, if you need this much money, you don't pollute, you don't do stubble burning, I will pay you.
There's also been talk of using Narega in this effort.
There's talk of using Narega, there's talk of many engineering solutions, many solutions of having a market for paddy, for the stubble. And it can be used for fuel, it can be used for making paper and many other things. So I really feel that this is a time when we should keep our attention on it, we should keep our focus on it, not just, the usual thing where we can't breathe, then we start breathing and we forget about it, and then next year the problem comes back to us. So instead of that, we start thinking of solutions, discussing, debating, finding 35 solutions, not just one, finding lots of solutions, and then finding ways where even despite this bad state capacity that we have, we as citizens don't sit here feeling helpless, but find ways to do this. And there are solutions both in engineering, in economics, where really it's about trading, saying I'll pay you or you pay me, or I impose a ban or I give an incentive, the way Supreme Court is doing. And we should really go after a lot of those.
Thank you, Veela. I hope this Sunday's very bad air quality was a wake-up call, not just for people of Delhi, but for people of Punjab, people of Haryana, the politicians, the leaders, bureaucrats, everyone who is responsible and involved in this serious problem. And we don't forget about this, because now air quality has improved, and we don't have to come back next year and do this program. And these, there are solutions which can be explored. Keep watching Economics and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back next week with another episode. Thank you.